found a way to turn my hobby for guitar into my full-time income. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the ways that you can do the same thing and get started on the same path if you're passionate about your music and if you want that to be your full-time gig instead of going to a job that you hate. How do you book your first gig at a community? We're going to be focusing on senior communities for this video. How do you go about booking your first gig? This is the first question you should be asking yourself. You don't want to wait till you're ready. You don't want to wait till it's the perfect time, because there's never going to be a perfect time. You don't want to wait till your songs are absolutely perfect. You don't want to wait till your singing is perfect or till you have the perfect act. You just want to start booking shows. So the first thing you want to do is go on Google and start Googling senior communities around your town. Within 5-mile radius, you will probably find several communities: independent living communities, assisted living communities, memory care communities, nursing communities, and rehabilitation communities. You don't want to look up senior centers. That's a completely different entity that we'll cover in a completely different video. You want to identify all the places that are within a 5 miles, maybe 10-mile max radius, and get a list of about 10 different communities. Write down their names. You want to write down their phone number. You want to start calling these communities, and you may feel a little bit nervous at the beginning because this is out of your comfort zone. But what I always tell myself is that you're starting from a place of love. You want to share music that you love with a community that you know you're trying to help and you're trying to benefit. So approach this with an open mind and an open heart, and try to be cheerful and happy when you call these places. So the first community that you have on your list, call them up. Typically, there is a receptionist that answers the phone. And what you're gonna say is, "Hi, my name is Chris. I play the guitar and I sing. And I wanna talk to the person who does scheduling for your community because I wanna share music with your residents and cheer everybody up." That's it. Put that into your own verbiage, but basically, the key phrase you wanna communicate to this receptionist when you call up is who you are, why you're calling, and what you're there to do. You want to cheer everybody up and share music that you love with the residents, and you know that they're going to love it. Who can I talk to? Oh, the receptionist is going to say, you're going to want to talk to Mary, who is the activities director. The person that will be scheduling you and booking you is called an activities director. And sometimes they have different titles, but that's generally the umbrella that they're going to fall into. Sometimes it's life enrichment director or a recreational director or somebody else, but the receptionist is going to point you in the right direction. And let's say by some great chance of luck, that person is in their office and you'll be able to speak with them. Here's what you're going to say. "Hi, my name is Chris. I sing and I play the guitar. I wanted to reach out to your community because I've never visited before, and I love sharing music. Do your residents ever enjoy a new entertainer?" That's the key phrase. That's the key question to ask. Do your residents ever enjoy a new entertainer? The answer is almost 100% of the time, yes, we do enjoy new entertainers. Tell me a little bit about yourself. It's like, well, my name's Chris. I play folk music and I play country music and I focus on 50s and 60s rock and roll music. I'm a one-man band and I play a little harmonica too. What I really want to do is share music that I love with your residents and get everybody singing along and make everybody happy, and I want to make everybody feel good. Typically, the activities director is someone that is very open-minded to bringing in somebody new, or at the very least giving you a try. Don't get the activities director and you have to leave a message. You want to leave a message that's fairly enticing. You hear that beep, here's what you want to say. "Good afternoon, Mary. My name is Chris Ekblom. I'm a guitar player and folk singer, and I live right here in town. I've never visited your community before, but I wanted to see if your residents like music and would ever enjoy a new entertainer. I play folk music, country music, and I sing, and I'd love to have the opportunity to visit your community and cheer up your residents with some music. Give me a call back. Here's my number, ... Short, sweet message. There's a couple of key things that you want to make sure you communicate in that message. Who you are, why you're calling, what you're about, and why they should call you back. Your name, here's the music that you play. I want to share the music that I love and cheer up all of your residents and make everybody feel good and make everybody happy. Now, sometimes the conversation goes into, what is your fee? Or are you doing this pro bono, or do you do this for your living? Be completely honest with the director. If this is your very first time playing for other people, you want to tell them that. It's like, I wanted to reach out and share with your residents the music that I love. I've never played for anybody before, and I'm happy to do a show this first time for free. You can try me out and see how I do. Sometimes this will get you a gig right away. Sometimes it might be a few weeks or a few months out, but you talk with the director, you be completely honest with them, and you move on. Now, you want to move on to the next person on your list and get through all 10 of those places. And don't be frustrated if you don't get to talk to any directors. Leave 10 messages. Your goal, you ideally want to talk to 1 or 2 or 3 directors or whoever's in charge of booking shows, and basically, share with them what you're about and schedule a show. By the end of those 10 calls, if you don't talk with anybody, create another list of 10, expand your radius, go back on Google, identify more communities. But you want to book at least 2 shows. Before you're even ideally ready, before you have everything that you need, before you have all the songs that you have perfected, you want to book those 2 shows. Let's say it's a month out. Second question you might be asking yourself is, what songs do I need to make sure that I have in my repertoire to be able to play for these residents that are anticipating seeing me? So you kind of want to think a little bit about the residents and their age in the nursing home or the assisted living community. You want to play songs that they remember hearing typically when they were in high school or college, or when they fell in love, or when they got married. So typically when they were ages, let's say 14 to 20, right about when they're graduating high school is when you want to take a look at the music time frame to share. So for example, if a resident who is 75 years old was born in 1950, she probably graduated high school in 1967. So you want to basically just do a quick Google search, like what songs were top charts on the radio in 1966? Like what were the top country songs? What were the top rock songs? What were the top folk songs? What were the top movies? I find that if you just generally search like movies or genres, it's a little bit easier, but you might have specific songs in mind. And also, when you start building your repertoire, you want to make sure that you start out fairly simple. You don't want to overcomplicate your rehearsal process. You don't want to spend like several weeks trying to perfect a song that you've never even heard of before. Ideally, you'd like to match a song that you've kind of heard of before, you kind of know the melody, get the general melody and the general chord progression, and then put that on your list. Rehearse it, don't overcomplicate it. Make a list of about 20 or so songs, because you want to have enough music to share with your residents for about an hour show. You're going to be playing about an hour for the residents. That's typically the normal programming time. That's the normal time that the residents would expect you to be playing and keeping their attention without them having to go to another program or go do something else. So about 20 songs or so. You want to focus on songs that are either sing-along songs that everybody knows and would like to sing along with. You Are My Sunshine is a huge one. You may want to take a look at maybe Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Maybe you want to look at songs from popular movies, or you want to just look at a genre that maybe your parents or your grandparents just absolutely love. Overall, you want to look at maybe songs that you would ideally think your grandmother would love to hear, and then just go from there. You want to be close with the songs. You don't want to be perfect with the songs. If it sounds generally like the song, you're okay. What kind of gear do you need for your first live performance at a senior home? So, keeping it simple. I play the guitar. I bring a guitar, I bring an amplifier, I bring a microphone, I bring a few stands for the microphone and the amplifier. I also bring my own stool, like a collapsible stool that I can just bring in and just sit down on really quick. I also bring some cables. That's generally it. And I wheel it all in a cart that I got from the Home Depot. I stack everything on top of each other and then I wheel it all in. You don't want to overcomplicate the gear. You don't need any fancy sound system. Just a little amplifier will suffice. Typically, if they're trying you out for the first time, or if this is a brand new community, they're going to put you in, a community room that is not that huge, so you wouldn't have to project too far out. But you'd probably want something like an amplifier. Let's say generally 40 watts should be okay. I use a Fishman Pro, which is a single 12-inch speaker. When you're doing shows at senior communities, you want to make a really good impression, because if you make that really good impression, that is going to help you build your book of business. That's going to help you get invited back to the community. So you want to make a really good impression. You want to be polite. You want to dress respectfully. What are some things that you might consider a good dress apparel for a senior community? Well, think about what would you wear to church, or what would you wear to a Mother's Day dinner for your mom or your grandmother. Typically, you'd want to wear a shirt that has a collar, and you want to have nice pants or slacks on if you're a gentleman. You want to have clean shoes. You don't want to overcomplicate it, but you do want to look fairly nice. You don't want to look like some bum that just came off the street or just came from the beach, or you don't want to wear sandals, for example. You want to go there and you want to just generally respectfully. You want to build your book of business, and you want to visit as many communities as you possibly can. And the only way that you're going to get better at doing live shows is to continue to do a live show and to continue to do a performance and continuing doing show after show after show. And once you do enough shows, you will start to find out what songs are perfect for your vocal range. You're going to start to find out what songs work best with this audience. You'll start to get the general gist of things. But I started out just visiting my local communities and playing the songs that always brought me happiness, that always brought my parents happiness, my grandparents happiness, songs that made me feel good and generally comfortable, because how you feel when you're performing these songs is generally how your audience is going to feel when they're listening to your songs. So overall, if you're looking to start playing music, senior communities are the best places to start. It's generally a very kind audience. They're very welcoming. They're very supportive. There's no pressure. You're not competing with the typical bar scene, which is people talking. There's going to be crowds. There's going to be drinking. There's going to be kitchenware. There's going to be people walking past you. Like, generally, this is an audience that is really excited that you're there, and they want you to succeed. So don't overcomplicate things in your head. Don't wait till you're ready. Seniors absolutely need to hear your music, and not only do they want to hear it, but they are deserving of it, and the music will help them heal. So I want you to go into your first show with the mindset of, I am going to bring cheer and joy to these residents, and I'm going to help heal them with the music that I bring. So I'm excited for you, and I want you to get started right away. So start making those lists of communities that you're going to be visiting, and I'm looking forward to hearing your progress. Post something in the comments, a community that you visited, or maybe a song idea that you have, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.